right. Welcome to Overbooked and Underqualified. I'm Sam.
I'm Liv.
And we are doing chapters 29 through 43 of Alchemised this week.
Mm-hmm.
I have been eating this book up.
I know.
So good.
I literally read this section in 2 days, maybe one day, one night. I just couldn't stop. And I was very upset at where we did stop.
Agreed. I did have to stop a couple times because I kept rereading the same page because there's so much aggressive wording where I'm like, I'm so tired.
I know.
But I want to keep reading. It's so good.
I know. It's really good. Do we have any intro notes?
I don't have anything.
No. Well, I have the sniff the pen that we've skipped the past 2 episodes.
And I've heard that the viewers have been very upset that we haven't
I've been getting call after call.
So have I, email after email.
So we'll quick do this. And then we'll get after it.
Orange.
She's sniffing.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, well, guess.
Don't snatch it out of my hand.
Well, hurry up. We got book to talk.
I don't know. Is it a flower?
No, it's not even close. You're terrible at this. You should have taken more time. Honey tangerine.
Darn. How did I not get honey tangerine?
Well, it's citrusy.
But not orange citrusy.
It's good. I want to eat this, but I won't. I won't, people.
I feel like she's nibbling on it while she's taking it.
Oh, the other intro note is please send us game ideas. We're running, well, we could come up with some, but it's more fun to hear from you guys. So.
Answer the questions you guys want. And then just top of this episode, please check the trigger warnings on this book. It's really aggressive. There's a lot of different things that could be triggering. I just want to make sure that you guys have a good time listening to our episodes. And if this is one you have to skip, that is totally fine.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's jump in.
Let's jump in. You kick her off.
Chapter 29. So she's kind of having this chat with, how are we saying her name? Ilva?
I think when I was listening, it was Ilva, but I like Iva better.
Well, let's do Ilva. Let's just... chick. The one chick. Whatever.
The evil one.
They're chatting. She's pretty, condescending.
100%.
Pretty manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of sucks. They're talking about, Helena was kind of talking about how her and Iva were partners. She's I always thought we were partners and kind of Team Luke.
Yeah.
Had the same whatever. And she is I was wrong.
Yeah, I wrote that down too, that her thinking that they were equals is interesting. And my thought process there was, okay, the war started when they were 16. So she was a naive child. And I feel like this adult was taking advantage of her, trusting and her commitment to the cause. Being yeah, you and me are on the same team. Well, actively using her and not letting her have input on things. And overall being a bitch.
Yeah. And she was just kind of talking about how, just kind of casually bringing up about how Helena's dad had a shop.
Yes, an apothecary.
And she took extra chemistry classes to kind of help out during the summer. And she kind of suddenly is just to ways to undermine her and just kind of be I'm in charge. I have dirt on you.
Because that's illegal. Since the apothecary isn't an actual licensed facility, it's illegal. So Helena, without having her license, was technically committing a crime helping her dad.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, like you said, she's just using it to be well, I'm not going to prosecute you because that was 6 years ago and we're in active war, but...
Yeah. And they're talking about what are they called? The chimeras?
The chimeras.
The chimeras, okay.
Chimeras is how it looks.
The chimichangas.
The
chimmies.
Now I'm picturing a deep fried burrito on 4 legs.
The chimmies.
The chimichangas up and down the banks. It's a river of queso.
Wow, that makes it a lot less scary.
It does.
Anyways, they're talking about that, and I don't know.
Oh, that was good.
Helena's just very alone, and she's constantly getting used, and she knows that she's getting used. Iva literally knows that she can manipulate her with Luke and all this stuff, so it just sucks. And Then she tells her that Shishio,
Yes.
is gonna help her and be her assistant.
Yes, I did, and this is like before Shishi. This whole 150 pages to me, I felt like I realized how alone and how lonely
Yes.
Helena was.
Yes.
And like she says that she has all of these friends. I don't think any of them treat her well.
No.
I think Lila is the only one that actively tries.
Yes.
And I think that Luke has good intentions.
Yes.
But there's too much going on. And then we get a little more insight on Luke. And it makes me, I don't know, not happy.
And Soren, I'm ready to him to the curb.
Seriously.
I mean, yes. He's not that bad, but yeah, I agree.
Shishi is back.
Shishi is back. And you know what? He did know her in the first part 1.
Like, extensively knows her.
Yeah.
Has been working as her lab assistant for probably 3 years. Because I'd say they're probably a year-ish into this part, right?
Either way, like,
no, but he knows her.
He literally knew, and he walked in, remember in part 1?
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, I don't know this bitch.
I re-listened to our part 1 episode today, and it was so fun. Like, because I'm like, I know who that is now.
I know. See, that's what I was saying. I feel like we have it's kind of cool that we're doing this for this book in particular, because then we can go back, and we have a little, like, note-keeping of ourselves.
But, like, she was almost Shishi's boss.
Yeah, she told Shishi what to do. She said
she's a lab assistant.
But she's, of course, super nice about
100%.
it. 100%.
She's a decent human being.
Yeah, and throughout this, too, like, they're both foreigners, so they kind of have a little bit of a bond there.
Yeah.
Or an understanding, maybe, is a better word.
And the whole reason that, like, Shishi came up is that every time I say Shishi, it feels like I'm making a joke. So when he comes up, she had asked for somebody to help her forage and help her learn all these things. And like, well, this lowly person that we wouldn't let be a, what is it, a
metallurgist?
Yeah.
Basically a person
because
that
he's
works
a
in the
foreigner.
forge. Yeah, I know.
So, and she basically makes this, and this made me really sad, her saying, like, basically that she'd take anything because she was thinking she wanted someone to make her life marginally less difficult. Mm-hmm. And again, like, I'm just thinking, is she's so getting used in every aspect of her life right now. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares about the toll it's taking on her, except for Pace. I feel like I lied. Pace is also very, like...
But that's not a friend. Like, she, you know, like,
she's more
they
like
are
a motherly kind of figure.
like, I guess friends, I'm assuming, like people who are...
peers.
Yeah.
So, I just took note of that.
And then it kind of ends with, on 366, she's just kind of wondering what Farron is all about. She's just so confused by him, as we all are.
I'm still confused after this 150 pages.
Yeah, he's throwing us through a loop constantly. But, yeah, like, she's wondering why he didn't hurt her, and he seems shocked by what she said, like, telling him the truth, and horrified almost, like.
And I wrote down that, like, you might be right about, like, because you know how, like, the get out thing, I was like, he just told her to get out because he was pissed, but you were like, doesn't want to hurt her. Mm-hmm. I think you might have been right.
Maybe.
I think I was wrong. No. That's another dash on the board for me on predictions.
I think it could have been I think it could be taken both ways. I think it's, Anyways, chapter 30.
Yes.
She submits for an alchemy knife.
Yes.
Words are hard.
No, it's fine.
And in these alchemy knives, we learn that they transmute the blade. Mm-hmm. So you stab someone, they can transmute it to make the thing
the blade
bigger.
Become different.
Yeah, and like make a worse, and then pull it back out, and there's a bigger wound there.
That grossed me. Okay, do you know those? Are they called? Okay, it's not a scythe, but it's something else like that, and they're like the blades but they're swords. They're not like the big stick.
Isn't that like what a machete is?
No.
I need to brush up on my weapons.
Machete is like a giant.
I just said I need to brush up on my weapons, okay? But anyways, so they're pretty deadly. Like, this is a big deal. She should probably have one of these. Like, she's one of the main alchemists. Like,
but again, it just goes back to them not giving a shit about her.
Yeah. Anyways.
So I put that he was very cold in this meeting. So
he is, yeah. So another Farron encounter. Yes.
And he kind of brings up that the High Necromancer is really upset about the Chimera project. because he was promised these beasts that they'd be able to control, but they're like dying immediately. And they're like decaying while they're still alive.
Yeah, they're just a work in progress for
and like
sure.
this is a prediction.
I have no predictions,
So
really.
we don't have any idea on how the experimental center was leveled, correct?
Well,
I know
we
that
know
like
that-
they know that the eternal flame was there. And that's where she got caught, and that's where Lydia got caught. Did they ever go into any more detail about how they exploded it?
They said that she did it.
Yeah.
Helena did it, but we don't know how or any of the backstory.
Part of me's kind of wondering if the High Necromancer did something and blamed it on the Eternal Flame. Or blamed it on Helena.
That would be an interesting twist, Sam.
Create like a martyr effect for Bennett.
Yeah.
Get them in trouble because they knew that they were obviously there because they captured all of them. So that was just kind of like my forethought. Granted, we know that the Chimeras come to actually be something, but I'm kind of wondering if the High Necromancer knew how crazy Bennett was going and that he needed to be like removed.
That's a really, really good thought process. I'm very curious to see if that pans out or something similar to that. Because, yeah.
You know how they also blamed Bennett about leaking how the Undying can die? I'm thinking that there was a little like, okay, he's unpredictable. He's giving away our secrets.
Like he's a problem.
Yeah.
We need to take care of this.
Yeah, so
And the High Necromancer, from what we know, is pretty smart. Like,
yes, and he's super ruthless and doesn't really give a shit if his like
own
people die.
Yeah, right.
So just a quick prediction.
No, I think that's a great prediction. That's very interesting. Yeah, he was really cold in this encounter too. Like, she's apologizing. And one thing that I want to mention here, and it gets continuously brought up throughout this section too, and before, honestly, he talks about like, he's like, no, like, I really just wanted you like willing. Like, he keeps talking about like willingness. It keeps getting brought up over and over and over again. Like, and even like in the next few pages, like I'll kind of point it out, but that just makes the whole part 1 even harder to look back on. With the willingness stuff is so important to him.
I think that also it also shines a light on trigger warning essay when he had to like impregnate her and he was like puking about it. Yes. And he was like shaking.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like part 1, like the willingness thing is just like
it like clicks.
It's worse than it makes it even harder to like think back on because it's such a big thing for him.
And I'm also really confused too. Like, I'm not confused about it, but he keeps talking about willingness, and there hasn't been like really anything like sexual about these encounters. And I guess when I think willingness, when it comes from like male, female, like that's the kind of vibe I immediately go to. But it's almost like he's like, I just wanted willingness in the sense of a companion at this point because they're so both desperately lonely.
Well, and in this particular one, he was talking about when he was like, okay, strip. And they were like teasing each other or whatever. And he's like, I didn't even want like. So I don't know. That just is. And the other thing too is I kind of am wondering, because it comes up so much, I'm like, do you think that he's getting like, in addition to tortured, like sexually assaulted in any way? And, like, that's why this is so important. Like, that could be really far off. But like, it keeps coming up. Like, it's
the willingness, like, he wants to offer her.
Yes.
To say yes, because he might not be getting it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I honestly, with how dark this book is, I don't think that is off the table.
I don't know. I just think.
Well, think about Aurelia trying to drug him and get him drunk to sleep with him. It's not like it's something that they're all above. They're the horrible things that they're doing to the people in the breeding program. Yeah,
it was just something I was thinking about because I'm like, you're okay with like ripping hearts out and like everything else.
Yes.
But like,
I'm like, this is really gross, but also like just kind of where my mind is jumping. He looked like a permanent young boy.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like something is fishy there with
now that you're saying it, I wouldn't be surprised.
So I don't know. That's all speculation, but I do appreciate that that's a line for him.
Yes, I agree.
Anyways, and then they were talking about how they have to be super comfortable with the metal of the knife to manipulate, and
Yes.
he disapproves over a knife.
Of course he does, because he disapproves of basically everything.
Yeah, he wants her safe.
Yeah.
Basically, he cares in a roundabout way.
He wants her safe so he can continue to use her. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, sure, you're not fooling anybody.
Okay.
You're not fooling anybody. And then the next few meetings are brief.
Yep.
She's training Shishi. She's overexpending herself as usual. I think she always is. Like, from this point.
And like that makes me think too of the scene where she like looks at herself in the mirror and she's like, I look even beautiful, but like I'm dead inside. Well, yeah, you're not being worked to the fucking bones. You probably look like a normal person.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so she's tired. She's waiting for Fair, and he's late. He's like never late.
This scene.
And she falls asleep at their meat help room.
Their barren ass room in the apartments, essentially.
And he's like barely getting through the door, and he's severely injured. Basically, his arm's cut off because he dueled with another commander.
And she thought that someone else was breaking into the room because of the way they were fumbling with
panic?
the lock. I was panicking. Of course I was panicking. I'm like, who is this? Yeah, he comes in, he's swaying all over the room, he's paler than usual, and he's like, no big deal. She goes, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And he goes, just lost my arm. I said, okay.
There's a movie, I don't remember what it is, but the arm is chopped off and it's just like spurting blood straight. What is that? Oh, maybe it's in Friends when Phoebe was at this flashback, like World War.
Oh, yes,
episode.
that's exactly what it is.
Or was that in How I Met? Oh, yeah.
It's
that's
a Friends.
That's what I pictured, and where the blood's just spurting straight out. And she's like, I'll heal you. Anyways. So he basically dueled with another commander who was a pyromancer, and I'm assuming like he kind of said to move up in rank basically, or take over his territories.
It sounded like if you killed another general that you got their territory. And she was talking about how he was like, his shirt was basically charred to a crisp. His body had char marks all over it. And he's basically like, you should see the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And anyways, she's like, I'm a medic. I can heal you.
Yeah.
And she's not a medic. She's more than a medic. And he doesn't know that.
Yes. And this is the first time that she kind of uses her vivimancy on him, like, aggressively. Because it seems like his body was focusing on just regenerating the blood rather than, like, fixing the arm. And that's why it didn't grow back.
It was, like, in survival mode, literally.
Yes. So she had to, like, clamp the veins with her... With her...
Such visuals.
With her vivimancy. And then it talks about his arm going back.
I actually, again, I thought I was going to be freaked out by this, but I thought it was very interesting.
I did not like the bone bursting out.
Oh, yeah, it juts out. It's like, whoop-paw.
It literally said bone bursted out.
Like,
not like that. I imagine like...
whoop-paw.
Yeah, like...
Whoop-paw.
That's the noise the bone made when it came out. Whoop-paw. It went...
It was very... Yeah. And she heals him anyways, and she's kind of leering at him, and then she gets caught looking at him.
Yes.
He's like...
A little bit before that, though, so when she was using her vivimancy to go through his body, she could feel that his organs were brand new.
Like
that was insane to me.
Regenerating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild to me, but yeah, he's leering.
And then he gets really sensitive because she says, I don't fancy boys.
But also, this was her excuse. I was wondering about your body fat ratio.
Oh, I know. See, okay, it is hard not to giggle at their encounters. Like, it's like these serious things that are happening. And I just can't stop giggling at some of their encounters.
We need this comedic relief. I was cracking up because I'm like...
But I don't even know if it's meant to be funny, but it is.
It is. That's funny. That's like so... like healthcare coded of being like, I wasn't staring. I was wondering about your body fat ratio.
She gets so embarrassed so easily.
Is
like
so embarrassed.
Her face turns red and yeah. So yeah, he's all sensitive about being called a boy, and that's why it leads her to ask like, did they make you immortal, like, as a punishment?
Yeah.
And he just kind of doesn't have any emotion, and he's like, no, it's like what everyone wants, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he doesn't really answer the question.
And it wasn't, like, necessarily in a serious tone either. At least that's how I felt.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
And then, like,
I felt like that was sarcastic.
I did too. And was that the end of chapter 30?
Almost.
Okay. So, I wrote this sentence down. And she was thinking about Farron, not someone who assumed a hand extended to him was meant to hurt him. Like, she was talking about how anytime he tried to help him, he, like, kind of, like, flinched away, and that made me really sad.
I know. He's, like, a real tortured soul.
He is.
Like,
I just want to cuddle him around like a little baby.
I know, even though he's a little meanie butt sometimes.
Even though he's, like, legit evil.
Sometimes he says the meanest things that I'm still like, aww.
He does say, like,
They're
almost the meanest shit I've ever heard.
He's so toxic. I love it.
I love it for a book, girly.
Yeah. I mean, if this was real life, I'd be like, get rid of him.
I'd be like, girl, when are we running away?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, he's 16 looking like...
That was actually quite alarming to me at first, because I'm like, I hope they don't do anything, because he looks like he's 16, and I don't like it. I was like, I don't like it!
But then I was picturing, part 1, I'm like, well, they don't talk about him
Talk about
looking
how
like that.
sexy he is in the first part, and I'm like, boy!
Yeah, well... Anyways, so then she's kind of starting to feel for him, like we are too, and she has to, like, continuously keep reminding herself, like, he's the enemy, he's horrible, but she's so empathetic too, like
100%. Well, because again, they're looking in a mirror at each other.
Oh, for sure, yeah, yeah. And then this is where she has the Lila memory.
Yes, I did write that down. The scene between her and Lila.
What's your take on this scene?
I honestly think that Lila is trying to open communication with her because she can tell that, like, something's going on, that there's more to the story, and because, like, she's continuously blowing Luke off. She's continuously blowing, like, Lila off and all this kind of stuff. And I feel like this is her trying to extend a hand and be like, I unfortunately was in the hospital, and while I was there, I saw the carnage. I saw all of the hard things that you have to do. I understand it to an extent, but also, if you need someone to talk, like, I am here.
I thought my take on this was her being, like, a really good friend.
I agree.
I think she was very good about, like, knowing it was a sensitive subject and, like, trying to tread lightly, but also being like, hey, we need to have a talk, and, like, what's up? You got trainees, like, people were saying you got on crazy pants.
Yeah, because of the meeting, because Soren told her about the meeting.
Yeah, and then she gives her, like, praise, basically, and is like, you see the worst of it, and seriously. I see battle, and you have the worst thing. And nobody ever tells her that.
No one ever tells her that she does a good job, either.
So I appreciated her, and that's why I'm with you, too. I think Lila is really the only real one that we've seen so far.
And I feel like, unfortunately, we haven't gotten to see a lot of what her and Luke were like before the war, and I hope that was a more friendly relationship than what we're getting right now.
Yeah.
Because currently I'm not impressed. Granted, they haven't actually spent any time together or really had any real conversation. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think she's really in tune with being like, I'm glad you're having some time off. Like, you need that.
100%.
So that was good.
Yeah, I agree. I liked this scene both times I saw it.
And this was a memory, too.
Yeah, this was one of the memories she recovered in part 1.
Yes.
It was the first memory of... Was it the first one that she had of Lila?
I think so.
In the first part?
It was one of them.
No, because at this one she had her... She had her leg. And I don't think that she had her prosthetic in the first memory.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Do you have anything left on chapter 30?
No, chapter 31. Farron attacks her.
Oh my.
And the second she comes in the door, he literally is like, let's see how well you fight. And then goes, cut.
Just like that, guys. That was a reenactment of the book. We talked to the author, and that's
what she said. Cut. And scene. So yeah.
And he, like, fucked her up.
And
like,
this is where he's like super mean. He's like, you're weak, you're pathetic, like fight back. And she's like, no, like you're hurting my hands. She's panicking about her hands.
Wrists. And she was like tweaking out, and she also just kind of like gave up while he was attacking, and that's when he finally kind of like gave it up. And I don't know about you, but when she went to go open the door and couldn't because her hands were so bad and he had to let her out.
Well, and it said he was confused. Like, when she went to fight back, he, like, was confused. I think that he doesn't understand that she hasn't been taught any of this.
She's not in combat.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that when it comes to, like, the high necromancer, everybody that's in his is a fighter.
Trained on that.
Yeah, yes. And I don't think that he understood that. And they also learned combat in school. But it was kind of like a gym, is from my understanding, or like when you have to do OSHA stretches before on the work site.
It was like when you have to run a mile, and you could do it in 7 minutes or 18 minutes.
Yeah,
I was on the higher end.
There was always the girl in pajama pants that walked it.
Stop.
Was that you?
Probably.
Shut up.
I was just ahead of her.
She was talking to you while you were like jogging.
She's walking as fast as I'm jogging or speed walking. I have asthma.
Oh,
anyways,
so good.
Yeah, so, and I think, like, all this war stuff started happening, and they basically just were like, no, you're a healer,
100%.
No fighting for you. So I think, not that he needs defense, but I do think that he was, like, he said he showed confusion about that.
And I'm, like, curious if we're ever going to get perspective, because part of me is, like, did something happen before that meeting? That he, like, came to the meeting agitated?
I need a Cain point of view. Bad.
If they gave us a whole book and it was just Cain,
I would eat it
You want to know what we should read?
Especially from part 1. Like, part 1, he knows her and all this stuff. Like,
he does. Okay, this is so off topic, and of course, it always fucking comes back to Twilight. Midnight Sun. Edward's perspective for the whole series.
I know, we need that.
We're adding it to the TBR.
I mean, we are not even halfway. Well, no, we are halfway just now. At the end, but
we'll move on. We're going back to the story.
Where am I?
So she's she leaves and goes back.
And she's panicking about her wounds.
She's like, what am I supposed to do? And of course, the moment she gets there, Pace, like, sees her and she's like, what is happening? What's going on? Who did this to you? And then Mr. Raisin Arm shows up. And he's just a butthole.
Yeah, he is.
And he's like, go back to your room.
Yeah.
And Pace is like, how about you tell me what's going on? And then this is the first meet of Ivy. So Crowther brings Ivy to help fix one of Helena's wrists. That's all that she was allowed to do, because then Helena can do the rest of it by herself, which, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird.
Not impressed.
Yeah.
But then, this was a big thing too. Ivy goes, my sister really likes you. And my guess is that Ivy is Elaine's sister.
Interesting. I didn't have any guesses. I was just very confused by that.
Because they both have vivimancy.
Yeah, I don't know. Back to, like, the fight scene. Sorry.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Back to the fight scene.
Rewind.
He's acting, like, so crazy here. He's going, like, she's like, did I do something?
Like a wildcat.
And he's like, you exist. I think that's enough. Like, what the F? He's freaking, like, bipolar.
He is. Well, he's a man-child.
No info given on that. Then she goes to Pace, and Pace, like, is very, like, helping her knowingly. Like, she's like, bitch, you didn't fall in the swamp.
Yeah, and, like she says you're sacrificing things you don't even comprehend the value of.
I wrote that down, too.
Stab me in the heart.
And she's like, you're so young, and she's so nice to her. Like, she's like, I thought they were going to send some old biddy down from the mountains.
Yes.
And she's like,
you haven't lived.
Yes, and you're doing all these things, and Pace and Crowther do not get along.
No.
Like, they're glaring at each other. She wants to tell him to get bent.
It doesn't surprise me. Pace is a good person. Mr. Raisin Arm is not.
Yeah, and then my sister likes you from Ivy. What's up with that?
I think that it's Elaine.
But we find out that she was from the slums. Like, he's like, well, she's like, who's the girl? And he's like, an orphan from the slums, and then moves on.
We don't know where Elaine is from.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just curious,
and I also think that Crowther is keeping her identity a secret because of things we find out later.
Okay.
I don't think he wants anybody to know anything about her because of what he's doing.
I know. I have no predictions on who it is, but that's a good thought. Yeah, she's like this young Vivamancer, and I'm like, okay, now you guys are all cool with just like getting these young Vivies up.
They're using them when it's convenient for them. They are just, again, this is where I feel like we're on the wrong side of the war.
Me too.
You're picking when Vivamancy or Necromancy is good for you.
Mm-hmm. No, I really think that there is no good side.
I agree. I think they're both evil as fuck.
Yeah, and different, like, one is just more obviously
evil, yes. One conceals their evil behind a closed door, and the other one wears it like a badge of armor. Which, honestly, what's worse? Mm-hmm. To me, it's hiding it behind a closed door. If you're gonna be evil, be loud and proud.
Yeah, I mean, Stroud's pretty fucking horrible, though. Like,
I'm not saying that they're
not opening, like, the hard part is they're not, like, openly experimenting on people.
No, and I'm not saying that I agree with the other side. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be basically racist, say that you're racist.
Both sides are rough.
And, like, I don't think, at least for me, I don't think I've ever read a book where I've been like, I don't like either side. I'm not, like, I'm rooting for the Eternal Flame because Helena is part of the Eternal Flame and I want Helena. But then I'm, like, meeting all these other people and I'm like, ew.
I'm on Team Farron. Like,
I'm on Team Farron and Helena.
Yeah.
And where's Pace?
That's what I'm saying. I said at the start of this book, they need to restart and start something new.
Question. Do we think that there is going to be a heavy blow and someone is going to be a lich in Pace's body?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I'm
just still fucking worried about Luke.
Yeah, Luke is...
You know what else this is kind of, I was going to bring this up at the end. I'm still worried about Penny.
Yeah, because she just got wheeled off into the oblivion.
And she hasn't gotten brought up yet.
What? She was not one of the healers, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Penny, where you at? Jinx, you and me a Mr. Pip.
Mr. Pip.
Yeah, Mr. Pip. You can't say you don't like Pip.
We're moving on.
Anyways, so Crowther is just unconcerned about her injuries.
Yeah.
He
doesn't give a shit.
Then she goes up to the roof, and Helena does, and she's, like, holding onto this amulet and kind of wanting to throw it off the roof, but also, like, it symbolizes Luke for her.
Yeah.
So and I think this is just showing her, like, a metaphor for her, like, she hates where she's at, but she's doing it all for Luke. Like, everyone's kind of treating her like shit.
Which is really, and I feel like we learn a lot more in this part about how the Eternal Flame works, the council. And honestly, for me, doesn't feel like Luke's running it.
No, absolutely not.
Which makes more sense.
The 5, whatever.
But really the 4.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she goes up there and she doesn't end up throwing it. And she's talking about how the amulet, like, radiates heat. And that it's like a warm presence for her, and she puts it back on. And then she skitters on down, and she has to go meet... I don't have anything before she goes and meets Farron again. Do you have anything else?
No. She's just upset.
And so, yeah, and she's, like, kind of scared for this meeting. And when she walks in, Farron's like, we won't be doing training again.
Yeah, he feels regretful.
Yes, he does.
He says, I won't be doing that again. Like, I won't do that to you again.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hurt you. Again,
which I'm also kind of like, what do you mean you didn't mean to hurt her?
He's just a little bipolar.
Yeah.
There's something's going on.
Not all the screws are tight.
Or, like, maybe you're right. Like, I want to know what's going on before these things. Like, he's obviously lashing out.
Yeah.
So.
Because, no, that's not how that works. You don't think that when he got turned undying that his brain... Well, do you know how they talk about how the Undying start to go mad?
I think that's when a certain thing happens, like later in life or something.
It's their midlife crisis.
Yeah, they go crazy pants. Anyways, he kind of is like, tells her to basically like bulk up and train.
Yes.
Like, he's like, you need to start eating more.
Yeah.
You need to start like actually putting time into yourself.
Yes.
Not just running around the hospital, like, draining yourself.
Yeah.
And so he, like, cares for her. So, that's nice.
In a really toxic way.
Yes. And then after that...
he gives her some real good information here.
Yes.
So, Morrow is going back to Hevgos. And this is kind of the first time that it's actually confirmed for us that he's working with Hevgos. It's been like rumored and they've heard little whispers of it, but this is the first time that you learn like, and he's looking for someone specific.
Yes. Does it say
guard?
right? Yeah, he's looking for a prisoner in Hevgos. Like the specific prisoner.
Okay.
So,
Which,
yeah.
like,
and he basically says, like you said, this is a vital piece of information for the resistance, because he says, like, I'm skipping the meetings the next few weeks, so...
She's assuming that he's going with them.
Yes.
Because he's taking a lot of his Undying with him when he goes to Hevgos. And she assumes he's, higher up in rank, so he's going with.
Before this, because this is where the chapter ends, she's dissecting the Chimmy.
Oh, the Chimera.
The Kimmy. The Chimera. We find out here that they're, like, dying off and whatever.
And they're, like, decaying while they're actively alive.
And Shishio is helping her, or whatever. And I'm just wondering here, like, again, I guess I'm confused at what his play is here, knowing what we know in part 1.
Oh, Shisho?
Yeah, like...
Shisho?
Where is he standing? Like, we kind of talk about how he's kind of mistreated to, like, being a foreigner, and I guess I'm just trying to piece together a lot of these people, like Elaine Boyle and, like, Crowther and Shishio. I really thought when they were getting brought up in the first part that they would be bigger than what they are. I mean, Crowther is, but I didn't think he would be as big.
300 pages left of this part, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, right here, I guess I thought that Shishio was gonna be, like,
a different comment on it later.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin anything or jump ahead, but I have a comment on it later.
Okay. On Shishi?
On Shishi.
All right. We'll get to it then. I'll skip that, and we'll jump to 32. And so, knowing the Hevgos info, they basically retake the island in this battle.
Yeah, and they get the ports back, which was huge.
Yes, and this whole time, like, the hospital is a freaking nightmare, and she's freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh, this is going so poorly, like, this is all my fault.
And, like, she's thinking that the battle's going very astray.
Because the hospital's in such disarray, like, it's horrible.
They were talking about how the victims coming from the laboratory, so they get to Bennett's laboratory, and they save all of these people who were victims.
Like, experimented.
Yes. And she talks about how the hospital staff is having breakdowns and these people are coming in because they're so gruesome. Which, can you imagine, like, a nurse having a breakdown because the person coming in is, like, so, like, abhorrently hurt and, like, dissected?
Yeah. And this also just shows me, like, how much she really has on her shoulders. Like, how stressed she is. Like, this battle, this piece of information that she delivered, she got, is, like, life or death for her friends, like, the resistance as a whole, all those things, like, and they're all like, Luke says something later on that just pisses me off, like, about her taking, like, the easy route and things like that. Like, are you kidding me?
And, like, it just also, because if this would have actually gone bad, that all of the blame would have also been put on her by everybody else. Like, Crowther and Alva, whatever her stupid name is, would have come back and been like, this is your fault. So-and-so's dead because of you. So, like, she can't win.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
It is horrible.
So then she meets with Farron again. He looks like hell because he's basically been tortured.
One second, I have a question before this.
for giving up information.
Yeah, shut up. Okay, how do Crowther and Iva know who the healers are when they're girls themselves and don't even know?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because they were talking about how they always know who's who.
Mm-hmm. And didn't Helena say, like, that was
Weird? Yeah.
Or alluded to that being weird? Yes, I know. I don't know.
I'm like, what's going on? How do you know that shit?
I don't know. They're so shady.
They're so fucking sketchy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, now you may resume talking.
So he's just tortured for giving up this info, which
Yes.
then she feels horrible in a whole different way.
Yep.
Because she, like, basically lost hope, like, didn't have hope in him and whatever.
And she also found out that, like, he didn't go with Moreau. So he's been, like, waiting at the apartments for her, like, week after week after week. And she's just been kind of, like, running around the hospital. And, like, granted, he did tell her, like, I'm not going to be at the next couple of meetings. But, again, it's Helena. So she's like,
she's
guilty.
internalizes everything.
Yes.
And Farron's really like, please tell me this was worth it. Like,
yes.
did you guys get your shit in order? Whatever else, do you have enough people, like, to finish this out? And I'm thinking, like, he is so hopeful for, like, the resistance to win. And I'm just wondering, like, what exactly is it? Like, is it just he wants to escape Morrow? Like,
I don't think that Crowther was on the right page of being like, let's take out Moreau and then he can come into power and then he can beat Luke. I don't think that's the right page.
I don't think so either. Then that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like he's hopeful for a different reason, but I just don't really know what it is.
I agree. But then we kind of find out that after she takes a look at his back, like, he's continuously dying and dying and dying over again. And then they talk about, like, they describe what his back looks like. And they talk about cuts into his bone.
So there's, like, an array carved into his body, like you said, bonded to the bone.
Yes.
And this is where she tells him about her vivomancy.
Yes. And he goes, you sneaky little, I thought I felt it.
Yeah. And because she's like, well, he's either going to die or whatever, so I'm just going to tell him because it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
And basically, we find out what happened is Bennett got to choose the punishment for losing his lab.
Yeah.
And so this is some sort of experiment that they don't think that he's going to live through.
And the High Necromancer tells him, if I survive, I will be forgiven. And they don't expect him to survive.
No. And so he's in so much pain, she touches the base of his scalp to put him out.
Knocks him out.
Part 1 reference.
Yes.
All the times that he did that for her, like, he learned that from her.
I know. It's so good. It is, like, so good.
He learned that from her. Like, that makes me, I was just literally like, oh my God. All those times that he did that for her. Anyways,
so good.
Oh man. So she relieves his pain and she's trying to help heal him.
Yes, and they talk about, so it's a star. Like the symbol, the array looks like a star on his back. And it being able to change everything about him if he lives. Like, it's going to break him down to what the array is putting forth, essentially. Which is really interesting and also kind of just, it makes a lot of sense for his character arc.
Yes. So we find out that what was put on there, he's calculating, cunning, devoted, determined, ruthless, unfailing, unhesitating, and unyielding.
Yeah, so that means that all of those traits are going to be hard to not follow. So if he's on a plan, like, he's on it. And when she was looking at him, he goes, he looked broken. And it just makes me, because, like, he also, right now, he still looks like a young boy. Which is also just, like, another level of, like, fuck.
And then this is kind of, too, where she pieces together that he knew he was going to be punished. Like, he knew going into this when he was sitting there flipping his coin. That he knew that this was going to happen. And then she feels even worse. Like,
because she was like, you weren't supposed to be here and you weren't in charge of that land. And then we come to find out that when he lost his arm, the captain that he took over was in charge of the ports. And that he basically did this for them, for the resistance. And she has all these horrible feelings towards him prior to this, and she's like, shit, like, he's actually he's making a difference for us. He's actually making us have a leg up in this war when we had nothing to stand on prior.
Yeah. And then, another thing is when she's massaging his hands, like her father used to for her. In the whole part 1, when he's massaging her hands that same exact way. Like, there's a specific fucking way. And then it's so sad because she's like, this is what comforts me because this is, like, her dad's dead.
Yeah.
Like, what my dad used to do for me, and I know it doesn't mean anything to him, but it does.
Because he does it, his hands
but
don't,
it
his
does
body
to
doesn't
me.
get tired.
Like,
yes. And then her finally coming to...
It's horrible.
And then her coming to the realization of, like, I have to stop calling him Farron and now start calling him Kane because he is a person. I don't get along with Farron, but maybe I can bridge the gap with Kane. And it's just, like, so symbolic, and I just...
And she's like, I feel so bad, like, let's make this deal. I'll come back every day at 8 and heal you. And he's all like, well, if you're late anytime, the deal's off. Like, sassy pants. And then she basically, she calls him Kane. And he offers a map to the new Bennett lab.
Yes.
Which is also near the water.
I was going to say, they talk about how it has to be near the water. I'm very curious about why.
Well, he's fond of it. Like, fond of whatever.
I don't like it. When I picture...
I don't like anything about Bennett.
Do you ever see The Nightmare Before Christmas?
No. It's way too scary for me.
Do you see what I deal with,
As
guys?
I'm reading this book.
Okay, when I picture Bennett... Look this up when we're done. I picture the scientist that created Sally in A Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right, I'll do my research.
Yeah, you take a look. You look that up. Him and Raisin Arm.
Chapter 33. So then this Necrothal shows up and she's panicking, but then he shows the wrist and it says the iron symbol, so she knows it's Farron.
Yep.
And this Necrothal leads her to this new room.
Bougie place.
And it's fancy. Like a chandelier.
Multiple chandeliers.
Fancy decanters.
Full bar.
Boozes. Things.
Couches.
Yeah.
High
like
ceilings.
It's elaborate.
Yeah.
Basically, then she knocks him out again.
Starts working on his back again.
Tries to heal him. And this is where it gets very weird. So she has her amulet. And he's knocked out or whatever. Basically, the amulet falls and breaks, and there's this silvery liquid.
Yeah.
And she tries to pick it up, and then it starts to get, like, it starts to harden or whatever. And in this area, she says, the moment felt like a dream. Like, she felt like she, like, basically the edges were blurred of this moment.
Yeah.
And she basically can sense that this liquid contains energy, and her intuition says that it will heal him. So she kind of like puts it to his chest, and it just like infuses into him.
And you can see it like running through him.
Yeah. And afterwards, she felt like she hallucinated it. Am I wrong on any of that description of that scenario?
I think that it's correct because she kind of talks about how she never thought that like healing had like gut feelings to it.
Yeah, because she's very scientific about things.
You're very spot on for it.
Because it was confusing to read, right?
And then I also just kind of, at the start of this chapter, Crowther tells her that she either has to save him or kill him. They don't want him as a lich. And then her saying that she's replaceable and Farron is not.
He's horrible. Everyone's horrible to her.
That is like so upsetting. She's their only healer, and the majority of why all of their like devastating cases when they come into the hospital live. And she thinks that she's just like, whatever, replaceable, bye-bye. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I also called it Quicksilver.
It's basically Quicksilver. Like, we're back in the forge at Amatreus.
Yeah, Amatreus. But I also put, I hate that every time she touches him, he flinches.
That also is why my theory stands about him getting sexually assaulted.
I know.
Anyways, then she wakes him up, helps him dress, gives him more hand massages. Things are heating up. They're getting more intimate and whatever. And then they kind of get into this routine.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, he kind of senses, like, something fucking happened.
Yeah, but
And
she did not tell him about the
No,
Quicksilver.
but he kind of, like, figures out something happened and refuses to be knocked out again. He's like, I don't want to fucking, whatever you did to me.
I don't know what you did here.
Yeah, but I am onto it. And I am gonna stay a lot. Yes.
But I'm gonna get so drunk.
Yeah, every single time.
And then we kind of learn a little bit more about Moreau.
Yes.
So we learned that
before, like, he's slightly getting better every time. Slightly.
He's getting, like, warmer's not the right word. Is comfortable?
Like, he's just... I don't even know. Like, slightly better.
Yeah.
But not really. Okay, so then we learn about High Necromancer.
Yes, we learned that the Undying are bound to him. And if he leaves them for an extensive time, like, they'll start to die. So it's like a proximity thing.
Yeah.
And we learned that he uses his bone in the Undying.
Which makes so much sense in part 1, why 100%. His limbs are so fucking weird.
Because he's filling his bone back in with these...
Because remember, she sees him for the second time and she's
like,
oh my gosh, you've looked so weird because all of his limbs and, like, his fingers were all weird, like...
And so then my question was, so if Moreau is dying, will all the Undying die? Because they're connected to him. If they have to all be around him?
I don't know.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. When they were having that conversation in part 1, did we pick up on any of that?
I don't know. I don't think so. And I'm just, like, confused because is Farron gonna die then when Moreau dies? Because I would assume at the end of this book, Moreau is gonna die. Like,
hopefully.
Yeah. But honestly...
I don't know. Because if that was the case, don't you think more Undying would be like, yeah, let's kill this guy off. We don't have to have a ruler. We can go wherever we want and still be immortal.
Yeah. And
or do they lose just their immortality?
Maybe. I'm just, like, a touch confused on that front and how
I don't think
works.
it's clarified.
It's
so
not.
I'm also confused. But that's a really good point to bring up.
But my other thing is, like, why did they say that Farron is his second? If he dies, then Farron takes over. So then Farron won't die if he dies? These are the important questions.
We need to know.
Okay, anywho's it's. Then after she leaves, she stops by this greenhouse, and she kind of she goes over the story of Luna and...
Lumicia. I just put a ton of Luna Moon lore.
But then she builds this tower, this stone tower, and in her home, they would build these, and then they'd get knocked over, and that's how you'd know that, like, your wish came true, essentially. And it was all the people that she wanted to protect, and she goes, like, you know, Luke, Soren, Lila, and then she puts a couple other, and then the last stone she places is Farron.
Like, don't let me be responsible for killing him. Like, killing him.
100%.
So I thought that was a cute little, like...
It was really nice backstory, and, like, I really liked the homage for her.
Yes. Like, that's what I was thinking, too. Yeah.
Getting more backstory into, like, her past.
And again, like, anytime she takes a minute to do something for, like, her, I'm here for it, because...
And it's also, every time she takes a minute to do anything for herself, it's still about others.
Yeah, I know.
Every single time.
No, I know. So then we get to chapter 34, and she's back with Cain again.
And this is where he starts becoming a silver fox.
Silver fox.
The hair streaks are starting to come, and she's kind of talking about how his face is becoming less childish. Like, it's becoming sharper.
Yeah, he's, streaks of silver, and we find out, too, he was gifted a chimera.
Yeah, and I wrote gifted a chimera in the shed. So, like, going back to part 1, the scary monster that she tried to off herself with.
And she was trying to give him some kind of unintentionally giving him advice. Like, well, can't you just make it loyal? Like, and if you can't, then just try to, like, use your vivimancy to
control it,
like,
or
make the death speed up. And he's kind of like, okay, like...
Because he's talking about how...
Like, they really connect on all levels.
Because they were talking about how they were all gifted these chimeras, and they're, like, all the generals, and they have to train them because it's from the High Necromancer, so it's not a gift. And you
it's
have to
a
learn...
test.
Yeah, you have to train them. And she goes, well, if you can't train it, basically break down its joints of like where the pieces are
Yes,
connected.
yeah.
Which I'm like, damn.
I know.
They're smart.
She's so smart. Like, nobody gives her whatever.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
kind of, again, more flirty banter here.
When she leaves.
He's like, don't die, Marino. I might miss
Yeah.
you. Mwah. Kissy, kissy emoji. And then...
Yeah, and then he's a butthole. Again.
Fast forward, wait, and then we get introduced to Vanya, the ugly spy.
Oh, shit. That was before. I didn't take any notes on that. That's crazy.
So Vanya, the ugly spy, disappears.
The
and
ugly spy.
they literally wrote a whole
They do
paragraph
call her homely.
on how she was so ugly and that's why she was such a good spy because nobody did attention to her.
So awful.
So she disappeared, which is crazy because she's the only spy that
That's
had been
lasted.
able to last for
they
a
all
while.
get caught.
And she returns basically on her deathbed with metal all in her body. She
Like
was
injected into her veins.
She was experimented all. Like, it's horrible. There's no saving her. Luke's very upset because this is an old friend of his.
Like their families were friends.
And then evil Falcon makes her perform the autopsy.
Yep, tells her, yep, you're performing the autopsy next time, so get her together.
And is also horrible to her before and after. And before, he's like, we're going to keep eyes on you just in case you get any ideas and you're going to do weird shit.
Yeah, so
like,
basically because she brought up, like, using necromancy.
Like, she does not want to freaking do this. Like,
and again, she doesn't have necromancy powers. So what's she going to do? I just was, fucking pissed me off.
Anyways, yeah, and then after that, Falcon is, I don't know, on 425, this also just weirded me out on all of their, like, religious views. She was talking about his sticky saliva when he's, like, yelling at her.
And it's, like, sticking in his...
And then the reason she's thinking, like, medically, okay, he's not drinking enough water. He's dehydrated because he doesn't want to drink water because the demands of the body is something to conquer. Like, what the fuck?
So he's in a cult.
Like, it just does not make...
No, it
I
does
literally
not.
said WTF. Like...
I know.
Anyways, yeah. So then her and Farron meet up again.
Yes.
And he's concerned about her, like, defense skills, basically.
Yes.
So they talk about trying to...
Yes, and he
remedy
makes
that.
all of his necrothals go towards her, and she's tweaking out.
She basically has, like, a PTSD moment.
Yes, and then she explodes them all.
Yeah, like, obliterates them.
Yep.
And there's just, like...
And she's talking about how there's just
everywhere.
gore running down her face. When she opens her eyes, all she sees is red. And she's freaking out. And all he has to say is, I might have underestimated you. That's the most man thing you've ever heard. But then he, like, takes her to shower, puts fresh clothes out for her.
They're his clothes.
Yes.
His trousers.
Get out of here.
And she basically, she showers, she cries, she's pissed.
Yeah,
and
then they
she pours
mention-
herself a big old fat drink after.
Yes, and they mentioned that vivimancy manifests due to a traumatic event.
Only if it's younger.
Yes.
So, like, normally vivimancy comes later on in life.
Yes.
But if a traumatic event happens, then it
You're
comes
little,
prematurely,
yes.
basically.
So I just thought that was, like, an interesting...
So did I.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I should have put that together on when that came about.
Yeah, and then he was, like, being really gentle with her. Oh, it's just nice.
Yeah, so then they're drinking, more banter, they're kind of trauma bonding.
Yep, 100%.
And I thought it was very interesting. Like, he uses his vivimancy to destroy.
Yes.
And she, like, heals.
Yeah.
They're just, like,
opposites.
the perfect little... And then we find out here that he designed the array.
Yes, which I thought was so interesting that, like, they're basically like, yeah, design your own torture.
And he feels like he's changing. Like, he's becoming...
What the array is.
He said it's harder to...
Not.
deviate from that. And he's looking more like a sexy man now.
He's looking like an adult now.
Yeah. He's a man.
He's
grown up.
He's a late teen at this point. He's not a man yet.
So then chapter 35 happens. She's very hungover and has to do this autopsy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So she, like, they're in, like, an auditorium setting, and she knows that there's people out in the seats watching, but there's lights on her. And she's like, can I start? And he's like, yep, go ahead. And he's just a dill hole. And she finds all of this metal in her. And she talks about how hard it is to do an autopsy on somebody you know. And also, this isn't something that she does regularly. She doesn't know how to do autopsies, like, regularly. So it's just horrible all around.
Yeah, she basically finds out that the metal was used to kind of experiment with suppressing your resonance, is what I understood. And
which I think is what kind of leads to the manacles. Like, I feel like this is really big foreshadowing for us.
That's true. And then Falcon, Mateus, was, again, manipulating and driving a wedge between her and Luke. And just being a literal POS.
Yes.
And Crowther, of all people, intervenes.
Yeah.
And is like... It's basically a stop. Like,
I don't think that anybody likes Falcon. I don't think that Falcon is a likable character.
No, he's just a pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Luke's kind of like, what the hell? And there's more on that later, but...
Yeah.
Then she's taken down by Crowther to see all these prisoners.
Yeah, and she has to, like, go down this, like, scary-ass stairwells with him into, like, a deep, dark abyss.
She finds out, like, all these people are getting tortured down there, and she kind of views it as a threat. Like, him bringing her down there.
As a, like, you could end up down here.
If you don't succeed your mission.
So, I don't know, it was really scary, and she had to, like, heal the prisoners that he, like, was already, like, fucking their shit up. Basically, so we could just do it again.
Yep. And then this is where another quote from part 1 comes in. On 443, he says, "You're more likely to destroy the eternal flame than save it."
Yes.
And that was a huge quote from the first one. So we're kind of getting those checked off.
In chapter 35, too, the Stone of the Heavens gets brought up. And I was like, do we think that that's something that's actually going to be into play, or do we think it's just, like, lore?
I don't know. I think, why would they bring it up?
If it wasn't something that was real?
I think so, because Farron definitely blew her off about that. And then he also blew off, like, she was so surprised. She's like, you don't believe in soul? And he's like, no, I'm disgusted by that shit. And I was like, well... Yeah, I can kind of see that with all the shit that they've been doing.
Yeah.
One other thing, too, on page 445, this quote was so sad when she was talking about she couldn't fix herself anymore, and no one else seemed inclined to even notice she was breaking.
Yep, I wrote that down, too. And, again, we've said it a million times. Nobody cares about her. Nobody cares about her. Farron is, like, kind of getting there, but he's on the opposite side of the war. Pace cares about her, but she can't tell Pace all the things that she's going through. Like, her only 2 resources aren't full resources. And Lila's out constantly having to protect Luke, and, like, she hasn't even bridged the gap with Lila to create, like, real friendship. They're just roommates.
It's just really sad.
It is.
Like,
it's horrible.
Her existence is really fucking sad.
I agree. It's horrible.
So that kind of sucks. And then she kind of has all this renewed whatever about healing Farron. Because of all the
But she's basically like, this is the only thing I have to offer.
Yeah. And so she thinks she can, and then that's why they talk about that. And I asked too. I was wondering if it was significant, and I think it is, but we'll see.
Too.
All right, chapter 36. You start her off.
This pissed me off so bad.
Same.
Luke telling Helena that it isn't her war.
This is why I had to bring it up earlier, because this pissed me off
what the
so
fuck
much.
do you mean this isn't her war?
Like, he's not been a good friend to her either. I do think that, like, yes, he has a lot going on, but I also think that he just lives in this, like...
fantasy world.
Yes. He lives in this...
The council makes all the hard decisions, and, like, yes, he's going out and he's fighting and he's creating a difference, but, like, this isn't your war. She's in the trenches in the hospital. She's quite literally, and he doesn't know this, promised her whole life to someone on the other side of the war just for him.
And the reason why they won the main battle, got the island back, her. Like, the reason why they got all this info, her. Like...
And again, this stuff makes it so much more understandable why Farion was so pissy in the first part of it, being like, why are you still protecting Luke? Mm-hmm. Like, he did not care about you. Mm-hmm. Oh!
I mean, yeah. It's just, oh my gosh, this isn't your war. Like...
That's the most fucked up thing I think. It's so upsetting because he's saying it like it's not a big deal. He's saying it because she's a foreigner. This isn't important to her anymore. Granted, she doesn't have anything to go home to. Mm-hmm. How is this not her home anymore? Both of her parents are dead. Doesn't have any siblings. Mm-hmm. Luke is her best friend. Mm-hmm. This is the closest thing she has to family. What the fuck do you mean?
The only other thing is, like, she has not communicated this to anybody. Like, granted, she's not able to... But,
not
like, I don't,
stuff,
like, he doesn't know these things. Like, Luke doesn't know all the shit that, and I think that he is taking this as, like, I got it. Like, I'm the principate. Like, you don't need to worry about this stuff. Like, don't concern yourself with, so I don't really take that as, like...
I understand that, but I don't think he knows all of her other circumstances. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know the Farron stuff, but he knows all of her other circumstances. Mm-hmm. He still does not have a right to say that.
No, I'm like, I almost threw this fucking book across the room. I was so upset, but I do wish that she was able to communicate more.
To almost, like, slap back and kind of be like, this actually is my fucking war.
Or, like, just, like, I don't know why it's a big secret. Like, because it might compromise the spy thing.
That, and I think that Luke, like, wouldn't want it. Because they hide everything from Luke. Mm-hmm. Because he's a stand-up person. So he's not going to let, like, shitty things like this happen.
But I mean, like, even, like, Lila, or, like, I don't know. I wish that she was able to communicate this more. And part of me is, like, is that her, in her, like, well, I'm doing this, like, because she always is talking about wanting to protect them, and I'm not going to tell him because of this, or whatever.
I don't think it's a her thing. I think Crowther and Iva said...
I think they said that, but I think they also talked her into, like, you're like this hero, but you're like a secretive hero. Like, I think they're manipulating her a little bit, too.
I think there was an understanding of, like, nobody knows about this. Because Crowther's also making the information seem like it came from all over. Not just, like, one spy source.
Yeah. And when he called her, like, taking it, like, said, we can't just take the easy way out, like, with necromancy stuff. I'm like, how is that the easy, like, way, like, turning, I guess, I mean, turning to the bad side like that, I guess I kind of get it, but
I don't know.
It's really frustrating knowing what we know and him saying, like, ththese things.
I think it'd be frustrating even if we didn't know the other things. I think it's fucked up no matter any way you look at it. Because, again, she's the only healer in the hospital. The only healer.
Well, now she has trainees.
Oh, but, you know, like, prior to this, she's been the only healer in the hospital for 2-3 years. How many people do we think she saved? Just not impressed.
No, I think he's been shitty from the start to her. Like, that whole meeting at the party, he was shitty. Like, he doesn't get it.
Doesn't listen to her.
But I think, again, he just has been sheltered from all these things, and like you said, like, he's not really running the show. He's had to do this at 16.
Yes.
And he's just dumb.
I agree.
Like, he doesn't...
He's just a young boy whose frontal lobe isn't developed. I still think that he should take accountability for the shit that he's saying, but I do think that you're right on the, like, sheltered part of it.
Well, and I think, like, I do think that his point was, you know, I can handle it, like, I don't want my friends and, like, I care about you. I don't want you to feel, like, stressed about this war. I think that was it, not, like, I don't think it was...
He doesn't know how to word his things correctly.
I don't think it was in a, like, you're not good enough kind of thing. I think it was just, like, he thinks he can handle all this stuff, and he's just an idiot.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, and I'm also, I don't know, she has to ditch him because...
Yeah, because he asks her to, like, come spend time with them, but she has to go meet Farron.
Because this is the abeyance.
Yes.
And this is like the one time that she can do this procedure
They'll
on
work
him.
on it because the resonance is lower,
Yes.
so his pain level is lower.
Yes.
And the tissue won't rapidly grow right back.
So she's like panicking the whole time.
Yeah,
and
because
this
she's
is so
running late.
Yeah, she's running late, and he's all a freak about lateness. And when she has to ditch him and Lila, he comes out and Lila says, "I'm sorry, Luke." I'm like, that made me even more mad because I'm like, ugh, how is she the bad guy here? Like, it sucks. Like, it sucks like, that she's...
Because I guess Lila does have to follow him around everywhere, but I'm also like, so you're eavesdropping on their conversation on top of it?
And like, oh, poor Luke, like, she's so shitty. Like, no, she's literally like, you're making her late to go help with this thing, to get all this information, like...
no, I get it.
And she is, like, the bad guy.
It's frustrating.
This was a horrible chapter.
Liv's gonna rip her notebook in half like the Hulk.
It was just upsetting. And, yeah, so then she is late, but she's, like, hauling ass to get
she's
there.
running after she gets through the checkpoints.
And she's starting to really care for him.
I agree.
A lot. And he needs to be awake, so he's drinking, like, literal bottles of liquor.
Multiple bottles.
Yep. And the abeyance lets her heal their way.
Yeah, so it heals correctly, and, like, she has to cut, this grossed me out so bad when she had to cut away the healed tissue because it didn't grow back right. Ah! And then she's, like, getting ready to leave, and he asks her to stay.
Mm-hmm. And he took her face in both hands. And he's like, they both realize that they have nobody.
Yeah.
And she says, okay, one drink.
Yeah. And then she talks about how it was the first real smile she's seen from him.
Mm-hmm. They love each other.
I don't think they love each other yet.
Chapter 37! Yes. I was laughing so hard when he's like, the one drink was like the
bottle
decanter. And
she's like, damn it.
She's like, I don't have a regenerative liver like you. I thought that was so, like, so good. Their encounters are so funny.
They are. And it's just, and like, this is also just so telling. So they're sitting on the couch. They're both drunk as shit. And he tells her that she's lovely.
Yeah.
And then he's massaging her hands.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, it's like there's so much sweetness behind that after finding out what the massaging means. And then he, like, asks her to take her hair down. And it's been talked about how her hair is, like, wily and it's not of their region. Mm-hmm. And she always has it braided and up. Mm-hmm. Always. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how, like, pretty it is. And he's, like, looping the curls around his finger. I was dying.
Yeah, and he's like, it's so soft. And I was laughing, too, when she was like, I get emotional when I get drunk. Like, yes. You're going to regret this. And then he's like, well, is there a reason to cry? And she goes, there's always a reason.
Yeah, which, oh, girl.
So sad. And then he says her name.
Yeah, for first time. And then he says...
There's more bonding banter. Is it the rose one?
No.
Oh, okay.
So you go first, because that's before mine.
You're like a rose in a graveyard on 457. That is like the perfect fucking description for this book.
With the gloomy filter on top of it, too, you know that rose is popping.
Twilight.
And then he says, if you don't want me to kiss you, you should say something now.
Again, the fucking permission.
Yes, I was
for kissing. His willingness thing.
I am, like, quite literally feral at this point because everything's so sad and depressing, and I'm like, kiss!
Oh my god. Yeah, I was in part 1 going, I need it. I'm just like, oh my gosh. He side-eyed her.
I'm like a dog barking on a chain.
Well, it's just like, we gotta eat up the crumbs because that's what we're getting here.
No, I'm quite literally a dog at the end of my tether going,
he did just call her weak and pathetic and beat the shit out of her and break her hands.
Shut up.
After that, this kissing, I'm here for it. Are you kidding me? None of this shit bothers me. I am loving him. And she's like, it's a real kiss this time. Yes. And it's so real. And she realized how starved of, like, any sort of affection she is that she starts crying. Like, she's upset.
Yeah, and then she's, like, talking about how she's, like, removing all of these labels from herself. And then she talks about how whore is one of them.
Yeah, I know. I wrote that down too.
Why would she be labeled that? Is it because Luke pays attention to her?
I don't know.
I was just like very curious about why she'd be labeled that, because obviously in part 1 she talks about how she's never had sex before. Obviously we don't know if that's true or not, and she just has that memory erased. But I don't really know how you can be a whore if you've never had sex before. Wouldn't be the first time a woman got called a whore for being none.
Maybe because she's like feels like that because she's getting used by,
and everybody assumes that like it's sexual.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know, that's just a thought, but I thought that was weird too. And then again, at the end of the chapter, he instantly pulls away when he sees her crying. Like, he wants nothing to do with.
No. And then he tells her, you should probably go. And she's like, the checkpoints are closed.
So chapter 38 is when she says the checkpoints are
closed.
My
bad.
No, that's okay.
Skipping. I
just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yes, chapter 38.
And he's like, why are you crying?
Yeah. He's like, I got a happy in my pants and you're crying.
Yeah, like, I can't do this. And she says, because I'm lonely kissing you and you don't even like me.
And then you made me feel like parts of me that aren't useful still deserve to exist.
I know. I've had that too. Like, like I'm not just all the things I can do, which is so relevant.
Just her being a person is worth it. And again,
and just breaking
she's
down.
She's getting this from somebody who, like, honestly treats her like shit. Someone that's not her friend, someone that's not in love with her, someone who's not, like,
a supposed friend.
Yeah. And this is the only person in her life that makes her feel like her existence is important.
I love him. He's the best.
Well, I don't know about the best, but I do love him.
He's the best in this book. And then, whatever, they fall asleep and they wake up entangled.
That's such a good word.
They're entangled. Limbs are entangled.
Yes.
Her face is smashed up against his chest.
And she, like, wiggles out, and it's kind of a realization of, like, this is probably the first time he's been able to comfortably sleep in months, hence why he doesn't wake up. And she sneaks out. This also pissed me off so bad.
This was so upsetting.
So Farron tells her that he likes her hair down. The moment she walks through the door, Soren sees her and tells her how pretty her hair is when it's braided.
He says, quote, I forgot your hair looked like that. It's really pretty when you braid it. As it's unbraided. Points lost for Soren. And also,
honestly wanted to set my book on fire.
And also, like, it literally validated her thoughts and feelings.
It really does. That her hair does not belong in this place because nobody else has it.
And then she, like, gets in the shower. She's upset. Yeah. And she angrily braids it the tightest she possibly can.
Like to the point where it's almost ripping out of her skull.
Like, she's just, it hurts.
Yeah, and it's just...
It's so sad. Like... Because, again, like, her feelings were 100% validated in a negative way.
In, like, quite literally a second. She's 2 steps across the checkpoint. And someone that's her friend, oh, your hair. Really like it braided.
It's kind of like, I'm like, if you put on something new and I'm like, oh, you're wearing that tonight?
We go shopping together and you're like, why'd you bake that?
It was so, and that's, again, like, the passive-aggressive shittiness of this. Since this part 2 started, everybody is so fucking passive-aggressive, and I hate it.
It's so upsetting. Then she's, she braids her hair so hard, and then she kind of gets, like, thrown right back in, and she has to go back down. Do you have anything before she gets to go back down to the prison?
Well, Crowther sends Purnell. This chick.
Have we met Purnell before? The name felt familiar, but I don't remember it in part 1.
And she felt the same way. She's like, I feel like I've heard that name, but before. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But it was weird because she's like, who are you? And
because it was an orderly.
This chick was like,
someone who worked in the hospital.
No one.
Yeah.
And then Helena kind of was like, okay, well, that's weird. Tell me
Okay,
your
well
name.
then get the fuck out of the storage room.
Yeah, so her name's Purnell, so we'll have to remember that.
Okay.
And yes, so she
Crowther
goes
calls
down.
for her. And Ivy, she heals this prisoner, and Ivy is flaying him from the inside out. Like, he doesn't have cuts on his skin, but his inside muscles are like sliced like steaks. That's crazy.
What a horrible way to be tortured.
I know, because then you can't even like, because do you think that there's like a sense of like you going crazy too, because you can't recognize, like you can't see your wounds, but you know it's hurting.
Mm-hmm.
But these people are, do you think that they also have vivimancy? I don't know.
I don't know. It's
And
Eric
then-
Lancaster.
I know, I wrote, oh fuck, the prisoner is Lancaster.
So we're starting to get some names.
Yeah. And then
She's like,
she's sitting outside the cell with Ivy.
she's talking to Ivy, and Ivy
This
is
bitch is crazy.
She's a scary little girl. Like, she's 15, and Helena's like, you know, like, you really don't have to do this. Like, there's other ways.
Yeah.
And Ivy's like, no, I really like when they hurt.
Yeah, I
And
like hurting them. It's the best part of the job. What?
I lost my bookmark. I'm flailing.
What?
Oh, I was looking for this. See, flailing helps. Yeah,
It's the
she's
best
nuts.
part of the job. And then she goes, all the other stuff is boring.
I'm scared. She's scary.
I'm also scared.
Also, she never came up in part 1.
She's gonna be my sleep paralysis demon now.
And then she asks about memory wiping.
Yes.
And immediately my ears perked up and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
She talks about how her sister can't remember things. Elaine Boyle. Because they talk about how she is an animancer. Why can't she be an animancer and Helena?
Who's an animancer?
They talk about, I'm thinking because Ivy talks about how her sister can't remember things and she's happy because of it. So I'm wondering, because my prediction is that her sister is Elaine. She's an animancer and she blocked off her brain parts like Helena did while she was in the tank. Because I said, Elaine Boyle can't remember things, question mark.
Wow,
I
you're
said,
really putting it together.
yeah,
Okay.
I said, are her and Helena animancers?
Yeah, I just put, that's weird. But that's...
She was too scared about Ivy, guys.
Yeah, I was like, well,
She's trembling.
this 15-year-old is going to come after me. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, so then they're torturing for info about this Hevgos prisoner. So
Yes.
who is this prisoner, do
I
you
don't
think?
know. And when she's like healing Lancaster, he's in so much pain and so delirious. Is that in this chapter? Yes. And he's confusing Ivy and her.
He's in rough shape.
Yeah. And he's like getting really like aggressive and being like, once I'm undead, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do the same things to you that you're doing to me. And then he's like switching because he thinks it's Helena now. And he's like, you're so sweet. We should go spend some time together. La, 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 la. Being creepy, which we knew that.
Which makes sense when he said in part 1, I'm going to flay you from inside out.
I'm going to turn you inside out. Oh, God, that's like my stomach actually hurts. I don't like that.
And so then at the end of this too, she's kind of withholding some information from Crowther.
Mm-hmm.
And Crowther's kind of suspicious, but she doesn't offer up like what kind of happened.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of happy about that because I'm like, I
Trying
don't
to get a
like
little bit
that.
of a backbone and like maybe understanding that like
He's not 100% trustworthy. And like now she's kind of trusting Farron a little bit, and I'm glad she's not telling him everything.
I agree.
Because that was getting hard.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else before we jump into 39?
No. Okay, so the alarms start going off and there's like an unplanned attack that they don't know about. And then we come to find out that it's Blackthorn. And we learn more about Blackthorn and how he eats his victims on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's negative. Anyways,
Negative.
he's like kind of losing the battle.
Yeah.
And he's a pyromancer, right? Is that how the fire starts?
I don't know if he's a pyromancer.
I thought he was, and then either way,
Yes.
he sets his whole thing on. He sets his whole.
Oh, he is a pyromancer because if
Army
they're
on
losing,
fire.
yeah, he sets his entire army on fire and throws them into like. It's
Yeah.
not funny, but I'm just picturing like catapulting bodies.
He's like, get as far into basically the resistance territory and do as much damage as you can. Like, I'm already losing, so.
Yeah. And then.
Sacrifice.
Ugh.
Which makes it horrible in the hospital. She's like burnt out.
Yeah, there's burn victims everywhere.
Helena's she's fried.
Yes.
Like, literally, no pun intended. But she's done.
Mm-hmm.
But before this, she talks about how Elaine Boyle was becoming widely preferred as a healer.
Yeah.
And that Helena tried to she was trying to tell herself that was a good thing, but like something is weird about Elaine. Like,
yes.
And basically was saying like people preferred her, but she was too much of a people pleaser that it affected her methods.
Yes.
So she had a tendency
to do like treat pain rather than find the source.
Yeah, so she like people took longer to heal, got more infections because she made them feel better but didn't do her job like correctly.
Like she'd get rid of a fever, but then the fever is what's fighting off the infection.
Yes. So
yeah.
I thought that was weird that she put that in there.
I agree too. I think that it might be a touch foreshadowing because we still haven't seen Elaine in the we didn't see Elaine in the first part. Mm-hmm. So what if she's not dead? Because we saw Penny and we saw, was it Grace? Mm-hmm. So like there's still people from the Resistance that are alive. Mm-hmm. So part of me is like, what if she is an animancer? No, because he'd be using her if she was on their side. Morrow would be using her. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's weird.
So I thought that was interesting that got brought up. But anyways, then she goes to meet Farron again.
Yes. And the Necrothal, there's a bunch of Necrothals all around the outpost because it sounds like they took it again. Mm-hmm. And she knows that these Necrothals aren't her, and they start chasing her.
Well, and she doesn't think anything of it because after the whole, like, them spending the night together, the next few meetings between her and Farron were him sending his Necrothals instead of meeting with her in person. So she just stands there like a dummy.
Like waiting for the Necrothal to produce a letter.
Yeah, and then she realizes that they're not his.
Yeah.
And then she's panicking. Like, and it's so scary. They're like following her around.
And she's talking about how she's burnt out.
Yeah.
Like so she just treated all of these patients in the hospital.
Yeah, like that's why it didn't click.
Yeah.
She's just not
paying attention.
Wow.
So she's running around and they're chasing her and all she has is her little gimpy ass knife. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, she has to fight them off. So she uses the like blast kind of thing again. But then she's like, I'm burnt out. There's nothing left in the tank. Mm-hmm. So then she has to use her knife. And when she takes one out, another one stabs her through the calf.
Oh, gosh.
Like all the way through.
Mm-hmm. And she does end up killing it. But she's like, F. She's losing all this blood. She's already she can't, her power's gone.
Yeah.
Like, and then she can't heal herself.
She talks about how the worst part of the Necrothals are their teeth.
Oh, I know. They use their fucking teeth.
Ugh.
Why?
I don't know, because they're gnarly, little nasty shits.
Yes. And
then she, like, makes it to the tenement.
Yeah, and Farron
is a dick. I didn't get this.
Okay, so he thinks it's a bit. He's like, way to commit to the bit. And she's, like, super fucking confused.
Yeah, she thinks that, like, Crowther is having her hurt herself, so, like, she'll seem... Because Farron knows that the goal was, like, her to seduce him and, like, produce all this information. But he thinks that this is, like, a damsel in distress kind of situation.
Yeah, and then she's, like, can't even comprehend things.
Like, she doesn't almost passing out.
Yes, and, he basically is like, wait, what? You're burnt, like, you burnt out, you used all your power, what the fuck? And then she kind of teaches him how to heal her.
Yes.
Enough that she can limp out of the room.
And this is where I think she gets one of her scars.
Yes.
Because he healed it, but her body was too focused on regenerating blood and all this stuff that it couldn't heal the scar.
You're right, because there was one on the calf. I forgot about that. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
So my thought was here, I feel like when Helena didn't tell Farron, or didn't tell Crowther everything, that Crowther went back and said something to Farron.
Oh, okay. Or like kind of alluded to like this might not be really working out for us anymore.
Yeah, and that's why
he thought it was a bit. Look at you
But
connecting dots.
I don't know.
No, but like that's a good thought
because
process.
I'm like, something happened in between them spending the night together and now.
You're right. I think you're right.
Like, why else would he have this doubt?
Yeah.
Or was it because she just left? Or
no, I think that you're right. I think that something probably got said. Because it's not surprising that she just left, to me. I don't think that's surprising.
I don't think so
Especially
either.
because they stopped kissing. It's not like they had like this throes and passion or whatever, and then she just like slipped out.
I don't trust Crowther, and I don't think that, like, she doesn't matter.
No.
Like, it's not like her life is...
I agree.
So yeah, so then she limps out, and chapter 40 comes along.
Yes.
And her ring burns.
Yes.
And he kind of wants to, like, properly train her.
Yes.
And basically give her, like, burnout lessons. Like, you can't be doing this.
Yeah, 100%. How to use her resonance in a way that's, like, efficient. And then this pissed me off bad.
Yes.
Falcon telling her that she's the reason both of her parents are dead.
And he basically debunks that.
Yep.
And
Farron
is like,
does.
that doesn't make any sense. Like, try to steal my resonance.
So he goes into her with his vivimancy and tries to like basically pull her soul. And she's like, oh, what the hell? And he goes, see, it didn't work. So you couldn't have done that to your mom in the womb. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, and then he says, like, try it on me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. Like, and she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've lived with this guilt for my entire life.
Which, again, like, goes back to how are they the good side? They're making up facts that work for them. That make vivimancy and necromancy feel like they're bad.
Yeah, I said the faith, like, this faith or eternal flame, like, has a very corrupted view. And I do think that a lot of it is this Falcon.
I agree. Obviously, there was already basis there, but he's not helping.
And then he kind of teaches her the same sort of method to disarm a necrothal without having to, like, obliterate them.
Yeah.
But basically take out their whatever you call it.
Yeah, and it kind of gives her, like, a shot of power to help with the toll.
Yes.
Which I thought was really interesting.
Yes, I did too.
And then he kind of talks about how after they had lost all of that ground, that, because she's like, I don't need to know how to fight them. The necrothals will leave you alone if you just look like a civilian. And he's like, no, the goal is to eradicate now.
Yes. Yes.
Which feels really big.
And they said women, children, meant, like,
Everybody.
any civilians, like, basically because the Eternal Flame resistance is winning the war. So Moro is like, I don't care. Like,
and also everybody they kill is another soldier for them.
Yeah. If you're in a negative whatever, in the bad territory, then you're done.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, yeah, she should probably, like, learn how to do something.
I agree.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. And then her animancy is also confirmed here.
Yes, I agree.
He says that, and she's like, well, how did you know, or how did you find out? And he said he just, like...
It was a guess.
Yeah. Then he's training her.
Yeah.
And he kicks her in the back super hard.
And she was pissed.
She was pissed.
She's like, I don't regenerate like you. Like, that could actually, like, fuck me up.
Yeah, and I don't learn like that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fucking hurt me. Like, that's not how I do things. And I think, again, like...
I think it just goes back to how violent everything is for him. That's how he was taught, so he thinks this is how you are taught.
Yes. And I think every time Helena says something, he does listen. Like,
I agree. He takes his criticism and he comes back later.
Yeah, so chapter 4, it's talking about, like...
41.
41, yes, sorry. He's careful not to ever, like, hurt her again.
Yes. And here is kind of where, like, he's like, you need a new knife.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't working. And this is kind of where we learn that, like, every time you entered the Eternal Flame prior to this, that they'd make you a special weapon that went with your alloy preferences. I thought that was so freaking cool. But...
so shitty that she didn't get one.
The war started and other people took precedent over her since she's not on the battlefield. And then Cain is like, just get me your alloys and I'll take care of it. And I'm like...
Yeah. Love a man in charge. Yeah, and now the war's slowing. It's fall time. It's Octobrus.
Oktoberfest.
It's Oktoberfest.
It's, what is it? What's the beer fest one? Oktoberfest. That's what it is.
The beer fest? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much on 41, but
I don't really either.
Besides
he's
that,
kind of being a butt, and he's like so mad. He's like, I don't need you, and I'm like, okay, she's literally the only reason that you're alive. And then this kind of like pissed me off that she thinks that she has a death count. Like, she's talking about how her and Farron both have death counts, and I'm like, you don't have a death count. It's not the same. You're not doing it intentionally.
Yeah, you never maliciously
when
went
you
out
can't
and
save
killed
a
people.
patient, it's not a death under your belt.
Yeah.
And I think that also just shows what she thinks her worth lies in.
No, I know. And another thing, like, another point on that is she's always talking about, like, she's always apologizing. And nobody's apologizing back to her, like,
100%.
ever. They're never,
I agree.
Sometimes I'm like, why are you apologizing? Like, stop. You don't need to.
And then I just kind of have the last note of, like, Iva sucks. She's using Luke against Helena. And then she talks about, like, well, if we do get Farron over here, you're just going to use me on Farron like you use Luke on me.
Yes,
and
Helena calls her out.
Yep, and then her response, yeah, well, he'd deserve it a lot more than you. So she's just like, yeah, I do use that against you.
No, she did. She admitted it.
What? Oh, I want to smack the shit out of her.
I mean, it's so frustrating. Like, I'm glad Helena sees it, but I'm also like,
damn.
you know what they're doing to you.
But also, like, Luke is just more important than her getting manipulated. And her knowing that, I think, gives her just like a little bit more power. That she knows that that's what they're doing. Because at least it's not blind anymore.
And this is where I get frustrated. Like, she could tell Luke this. Like, Luke is the Principate.
I think that it would just create backlash for Luke and her, though. And
She's still protecting him.
Agreed.
Like, it's so frustrating.
It is. It is. I don't have anything left on chapter 41.
Neither do I. That was pretty short.
Okay, chapter 42. So this is where they do the metal testing, and this is another memory.
Yeah, Shishio's
The metal testing was so cool.
It was so cool.
So cool.
Yes.
So he's basically testing her to figure out what alloys work best for her.
Yeah.
And they're like little vial tubes, and she creates them into balls, and then he uses his, I can't say it, his metal bending is what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
And he slices them into 4 slices to see how even they are.
Yeah.
And then he could has a rating scale on what alloys work best for her. And this was really sad to me too, when he's like, I'm surprised you're not you don't work with the metal.
I know.
And
she scored like super high off from his test.
And her just kind of being like, yeah, I didn't really want to know. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but it felt like whatever I picked, I was disappointing somebody. She has no free will. Even before the war, she was disappointing people. Disappointing people.
Well, I mean, part of that's her, like...
No, I know, but I'm just like...
being a people pleaser. I know. I know, I thought Shishio's whole thing here was very cool.
I really
and
liked
also,
him.
he's super talented.
Yes.
And that's why I'm also like, what? Okay, so is this where you have your point where we...
Yes, so, no,
where I was like,
no.
Oh, okay, later.
Maybe later on. So, he did say that if I'm doing this for you, I want to be able to test the other metals.
In the lady's body.
So
Vanya, the ugly spy.
When we get to the homely spy.
The ugly spy.
When we get to that part, that's when I have my thing.
Okay.
So...
Anything more on that?
Not on the metal testing. So then she's back with Farron, and she's talking about how when she's fighting an undead, a blow to the brain will only knock them out for a couple seconds. What?
Yeah. She's got a little paw.
How the hell are you supposed to win? You have to, stab their brain, and they're just gonna go like this.
A cajillion times.
That's crazy.
I know. So so then Crowther is also very, concerned with Kane getting her this whatever. So
the blade, yes.
So she gets this alloy thing from Shishio, and then she goes and brings it to Kane, and he's like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And Crowther is, very curious on what Kane's gonna do.
Yeah, to see what his next step is. I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird. I don't like Raisin Arm. I just...
I don't like... And then Elaine...
Yeah. Oh, my...
So she's supposed to undergo a lot of this, like, new training, and she's just complaining about it.
And she, of course, she goes to Falcon.
To complain about it.
Yep, and tells Falcon
and then
about
gets her
how,
in trouble.
Yep, about how she's going out and collecting herbs, and that her making her do this is too much stress on top of her
horrible.
shifts.
I thought we would like...
I did too.
I thought we would like Elaine. No. She's a horrible person.
Everybody in the Eternal Flame sucks.
She's like one of those people that like, it's like everybody likes
like
her.
A pick-me.
Yes, like everybody likes her. Like,
I'm just like too tired. I'm being too nice to patients, and they're basically dying.
Helena's like, you gotta go out. We're low on supplies. Go do this stuff, and then she goes and complains.
Yep,
like,
and then she gets her in trouble.
To higher up,
and to the point where she loses her lab, and now it's just Shishio's lab, and she has to be like a lab assistant to Shishio, but
to use her own place.
Yeah, but granted, like Shishio's like, it's fine. But yeah, goddamn Elaine. So then, does it happen when she's coming back from Farron?
What?
When like Luke is tweaking the fuck out.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you have anything before that? Because those are my next notes.
No, this is just when like Kane's basically teaching her this new knife and like how to kill people and whatever. Kind of, we already went over that. So then the tower bell's going off.
Yes.
And long story short, basically, Luke's freaking out.
Luke is freaking out, and like they're like, they've got her, and people are like pinning Luke down. He's like freaking the fuck out and like hitting people off. And then he tries to use his flames, and this is the first time we see Crowther use his pyromancy, and he like knocks the flames, and they're like, Helena, put him out, and he tweaks out, and then he hits Crowther, and Crowther like crumble crunchies on the wall.
This Raisin Arm helps to buffer him, so he's fine.
He just exploded into dust when it hits the wall.
It's like a big cushion, like an airbag.
An airbag.
An airbag of sorts.
And then Luke kind of like takes a step back and he's like, I didn't mean to. And then like he reaches out for Helena, and Helena takes his hand and she knocks him out. And you can see the betrayal in his eyes. And that kind of made me think of the memory of when she went to touch him when he was on opium. Oh. And he's like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's where this is starting.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about that memory.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm thinking that those two are starting to connect.
Like, he won't.
Yeah. So
which, I mean, it makes sense. Like, it's really sad that this fallout is happening. So unnecessary between their friendship. Like, he doesn't know a lot. She's in this rock and a hard place.
Explain. So then you find out that they have Lila. So necromancers have Lila, and when we look at Soren, one of his eyes is black. And he like asks, can I go? And
like he's just a shell.
Yeah, and they're like, no, we need you now that Lila's gone. Like, you're the new paladin. So he has to like go to the hospital with Luke and basically, because essentially they're thinking that she's dead. But
she comes back.
Yes.
She comes, they find her. I don't remember who finds her.
So they sent out 2 more groups of people to go, and they find her, and it's a kind.
Just gonna go, and part 2. So Lila comes back.
Yes, so they find Lila, what was it, like 2 parties went out and found her, killed the Chimera.
Yeah, she's back, she's in rough shape.
She's like hanging on for dear life.
She's having a negative time.
Yeah, Helena is amazed that she's still alive. She starts working on her, and then she calls in Dumb Elaine.
Dumb Elaine, the worst Elaine.
And because she needs her to focus on her breathing and her heartbeat, just making sure that like she's up and running. While she like does all the rest of the fixing, and she's going ham. And fucking Elaine, my hand hurts. They're cramping. This was like the best because it was one of the few times I feel like Helena's actually stood up for herself and she told her to shut up.
I know, it was very nice. And then she, like, basically gives herself so much to fixing Lila that she, like, conks out. And Pace kind of, like, saves her a little bit.
Yeah, Pace picks her up and brings her to her office. And then she puts her on a cot.
Yeah.
And Helena's, like, going in and out. And Pace pokes her with something.
Yeah.
And she uses her transference to push it out. And Pace goes, worst patient I've ever had.
Which is so, yeah, I feel like that's such a nurse thing, too. Like,
they're just, I love their relationship so much. And I just cherish it. Because I feel like she's the only one who cares about Helena as a person in this entire scene.
Yeah, for sure.
In this entire book.
Yeah, she's the only one that...
I have a love-hate relationship with Kane. I I love him, but, like, he's not always very nice. Pace is just constantly loving.
She's a constant, like, motherly figure.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we jump to chapter 43.
Yes.
And we got Pace basically kind of, like, taking care of her again and giving her a little bit of a pep talk.
Kind of just telling her, too, that, like, there's more to the world than what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. And you're still so young, and, like, please take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. But, of course, Helena's like, this is me. I'm gonna die here. The troll's gonna take me. I'm a sad girl.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
Then we get a little bit more info, and we find out that Luke is definitely not in love with Helena.
No, he's loving up on the blonde hair, blue-eyed Lila.
Badassery Lila. Showing up on her steed and jumping off the horse and standing in, like, a hero pose. And
then he's all of a sudden, like, gets a chub. And then he's like, I'm going to go start training now. And they're like, what, 15?
Yeah. 15, 16, yeah. And he's like, I'm serious about this stuff now. And Helena and Soren are like, well, how?
Yeah, they're like,
saying
wow, can you make it any more obvious? Get a grip, man.
But think about 16-year-olds, too. Trying to, like, impress the girl that they like when they're playing dodgeball or some shit in high school. It's 100% what it is.
I know. So dumb.
And then after this, Luke gets, like, hounded by the council because he didn't listen and, like, run away. And then when he tweaked out in the courtyard. Mm-hmm. And it's just, like, so interesting to me that they can yell at him. But at the same time, I'm like, you guys are pieces of shit. You're liars.
Yeah, we already talked about this, but it's like, you know, Crowder got...
Oh,
yes. The airbag arm.
The airbag arm? Oh!
Raising him.
Yeah. An airbag just comes out of it when he hits the wall.
Yeah, so I don't have any notes up until the Shishi medal scene.
Yeah, so this is the first, she goes and sees Crowther and she was, like, really pushing it off. Mm-hmm. She was all nervous about it. Mm-hmm. And he, like, when she gets there, he's like, I have you to think about this. And he's, like, moving his, like, raisin arm fingies with the chess pieces. Mm-hmm. And he kind of gives her, like, props in a sense of, I'm impressed that you could do this kind of thing. Which also, like, yes, he's appreciating her, but also kind of a slap in the face. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It, like, made me mad. Like, I feel like I should have appreciated it, but also...
sucks. He's literally the worst.
He's just icky.
Like, they're okay. The whole Eternal Flame is okay with, like, certain aspects of the Vivamancy, but not
when
really.
It benefits them,
exactly.
They're cool with it.
But also, not even then. Like, they just have these weird lines drawn in the sand.
I guess you're right, because anytime that necromancy gets brought up, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But you can use your Vivamancy on everybody and save everybody's life, but you can't have kids because Vivamancy is a sin. Mm-hmm.
Literally the dumbest thing ever. Cool.
Really cool.
Everything's fine.
And then, yeah, we kind of jump to the scene where they're talking about the medal that they pulled out of, I always blank on her name. The spy.
Shishio?
No, the spy, like, that they took all of the metal out of. She was homely.
Oh, the ugly witch lady. the ugly spy witch lady. I picture her as a witch, but yes.
So Shishio, like, names the metal.
Yeah, it's Molanishi. And it creates inertia.
Yes. And kind of find out that the only place you can get this is the Empire, and he's got a lot of info on this.
Yeah, he's being super sus. Like, he basically was, like, super shocked that this metal was even being used, because he's like, only the Emperor has access to this, and even him, like, and then I'm like, wait, and only, like, he even knows about it. Like, this isn't even, like, a known thing, but then I'm like, well, Shishi.
Well, this makes me think, because we talked about how Shishi is in the start of the book in part 1, I think he's related to the Emperor.
Yes.
Or he was a part of that area somehow, and he ran away.
Because this is where I was asking about, like, how he
ties in and why he's, like, safe on the other side.
Yeah, like, how does
back and forth on if he's a spy or not. I also. But I also feel like he wouldn't have given away this information if he was a spy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless he, like, traded sides later, which is still up for debate.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just very confusing. But either way, like, he seems genuinely shocked about this, like, Nullium stuff.
And this is kind of where we find out that it's not just Hevgos that's supporting Moreau. Now the Empire is playing a part in it, too, which I feel like is really big. Because we haven't really heard a whole lot about people supporting Palladia.
They're on their lonesome.
They are.
Because they're just, like, oblivious and not talking to each other. I have feelings about this whole thing.
Do you have this is my last note, just that Shishi's getting some more backstory, and I'm very curious to see where it leads.
So at the end of this chapter, it's when he was saying, there are far worse that we're going to Cain now.
Okay.
He's becoming more silver.
Okay.
There are far worse fates than dying, Marino. And then he says, or whatever, and then she says, I know, but that's when you don't come back from. And then he said, all right then, but only because you asked. And then that was when I was saying about then part 1 when he said,
I have other plans.
Commitments.
Yes.
When she was, like, in the kitchen scene with the knife, and she's saying, like, why don't you die? And he's like, I have prior commitments, I'm afraid. That was so good.
Damn.
I fucking love the parallels.
Like, I am, like, obsessed with this book. I haven't felt this, like, emotionally attached to a book in a very long time.
It's just so good. Like,
and the connections are so good, and I feel like they've been sprinkled out really evenly through part 2. It wasn't like you have to wait until the end of part 2 to get all of it. I feel like it's been very incremental of us, like, unlocking those memories and getting the stories behind them. I'm loving it.
So good.
So good.
I'm excited for the next few chapters.
Yes, yeah. So we're probably going to do about another 150 pages. It seems to kind of be the increment we're sticking with for this book. It's just too much to go over if we do any more.
Let's do a game.
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Your turn, my turn.
Let's. No. Well, maybe one day we can pick one together at the same time. It'll be, like, super romantic. It'll be like the spaghetti, like, so noodle share.
When we do a romance, we can do one of that.
A spaghetti note share.
A spaghetti note share.
Ooh, I wrote this one.
Okay.
Favorite pet character.
Oh, this is a good one.
You want to know what mine is?
Yeah.
What? You'll know the name of it. The little dog thing that Bryce has in Crescent City.
Oh, Link. Is it Lynx? No.
It's not Lynx. That was Isla's panther.
Oh, it was.
What is the name of that dog? You know what I'm talking about, though?
I know exactly which one.
It's little like wings.
Yes.
It's so cute.
What is it?
I picture that thing just so cute.
It is so good. The fan art is so good. That is such a good one. What's his little name?
I know. I should look it up. I don't have my phone, but
I also don't have mine.
So this Cassie won't know. Maybe she'll.
Cassie, put in the comments.
Yeah, help us out. But that's mine.
That is a really, really good one.
But there's a lot of other ones out there.
I know. I'm, like, trying to think. I'm, like, drawing a blank. Onyx doesn't do it for me. I like a more involved pet.
Oh, Onyx should be dead. That's just
your hot take. It's not really a pet, but I do love the otters in Crescent City.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to think, what other books have we read with pets?
Well, I feel like the dragons are kind of pets in Fourth Wing.
I didn't know if the dragons were pets or not, but if that's the case,
Aelin has her golden retriever pup.
No, Fleetfoot doesn't do it for me either. What's her name? The golden dragon in Fourth Wing.
Oh, and Darna.
Yeah, and Darna is 100% my favorite pet if we're considering the dragons pets.
I would totally consider them pets.
She's hilarious. I love her.
Yeah, she's good. I love when she's going through her, like...
teen phase.
Yes! Her, like, rebellious teen phase.
She's just, like, all pissy when she has to get strapped in.
Yeah.
Then she's 100% my favorite.
Yeah, because
But
Lightlark,
what's
they had
his
pets.
name?
Like, Lightlark, they had pets. What else? What other books have we read that have pets? I feel like the dragons are pets.
Surprised we haven't read more books with, like, familiars. For, like, witches. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Never mind.
End of conversation then.
I guess we're
All right,
done.
well, tell us what your favorite pets are, people.
Yes.
That's fun.
Please.
And I want them to come to life and be our real life pets.
Your real life pets.
Yeah, you would be a cute little golden dragon around following you around.
I don't think they're little. She can be ridden.
It'd be so cute.
I'd have to upgrade my shed.
It could fly to work.
All right. Well, follow, like, subscribe, and email us. It's on our website.
Yeah, we always need more book game
Yes.
ideas. We always need book recommendations for our
Yes.
TBRs. And yeah, we like when you respond to our games too, because we like hearing other people's opinions.
100%.
So thank you and have a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.